Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good, so I would like to make another pass on this guy here. Impel Edge Scroll. Impel Edge Scroll, this one. So we will first rebase it. Yeah. Implement. Implement user options. Implement user. Cursor capture. Cursor capture user options. Implement screen edge scroll user options. Screen edge scroll user options. Implement user options for screen edge scrolling. Simplify user options for cursor capture. Good. How do we call this? How do we call this? Okay. Okay. Let's stop debugging. Okay. So we're looking for this option here. Okay, how about we call it get screen edge scroll enabled in windowed app. Enabled in full screen app. Then we go to options menu, windowed app, and here in full screen app. Enabled in full screen app. Okay. Then here we say scroll mode enabled in windowed app. Enabled in full screen app. Then we can also remove this here, it's useless. Then we go in here and we say enabled in window the app. Enabled in full screen app. Can scroll when touching the edge. When the app is windowed. When the app is full screen. Scroll when touching the edge. The edge, and the app is windowed. While the app is windowed. Okay, and the default mode will be this. Enabled in full screen app. Okay, enabled in windowed mode, windowed app. Enabled in full screen app. Enabled in windowed app. Okay. Good. That looks fantastic. Then the next step here. Okay. Why is this complaining? Not found. Let's see. So. True. False. False, false. Good. So. If windowed, else not windowed. Enabled in windowed mode app. Full screen app. Can scroll at screen edge. Okay. Let's see if that compiles. Okay, while it compiles, let's see what else is new. Um, const. Okay, good. So we have that open. Okay, so that is screen edge scroll. Screen edge scroll. Yeah. Okay, let's delete these two. Good. So screen edge scrolling. Okay, so let's go to options, accept. Okay. Enabled in full screen app. Yes. In windowed app, no. Okay, so if we go into skirmish play, then that means we should now get edge scrolling here. It doesn't work. Okay, that's a good start. Let's put a breakpoint here. 2. Ah. False. Okay. Actually, yeah, that's correct, isn't it? That's correct. Yeah, because we disabled it in window. Yes. Okay. Then we set this to yes. Yeah. And we refresh the state by pressing accept here. And now it should work, and it does. Fantastic. Okay, then that works. Window menu, no. Okay, so these are the default settings here. Good. Okay, then we'll say update options. Update user options. Okay, so now it's enabled in window app. Enabled in full screen app. And this one, Windows app, is no by default. What was that? Oh, don't save the page. Edit to update it. Okay, I'm making progress here. Okay, good. With this done, maybe we can now go back to some of our stashes which we have accumulated here. Let me go to main branch. Let's pull rebase just in case. Up to date. By the way, we need a review. We need a review for this one. Oh, it works again. Look at that. Needs review. It currently breaks visuals in main branch. It fixes the visual issues we have in main branch. Good. So we have things in order. Okay, let me see my stashes here. Okay, this fix we already merged. Yeah. So I can drop this. Okay, what do we have here? Here we have the where we experimented with the fog. Yeah. Okay, then how about we return investigating the fog stuff? Okay, stash pop. No conflicts. Wow, that's great. Okay, so debug fog memory. Let's see what we did here. I already forgot the things we did. There was something that we wanted to test, and then I was again distracted by something else, and now I can't even remember what it was because it's already 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so that I did that. Yeah, I remember we did a lot of testing, and then and it did fresh. We did a lot of experimentation. Question mark. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay, let's compile it and see how we can get back into this business. I think like there were some fundamental issues with when we switch player, it would like the objects would disappear, right? So yeah, I think when I dropped this off, I had like one next idea to look into, but I can't remember what it was because I can't even remember what the problem was. Yeah. debug fog memory. It's kind of immobile. Get shrouded status. Okay, let's give this a spin. Okay, so basically we load the replay. Yeah. And then, so here we see that things work. Okay. Yeah. Then we click on back and now we lose objects. Yeah. So basically it only show, what does it show now? What is this? Ah, it's only the ghost objects. Uh-huh. So this is a ghost. Yeah. Or is it not? Well, this is missing entirely. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what I'm looking at here right now. Ah. Find player with name key. Okay, this we don't care. Refresh. Virtual void refresh. Virtual void refresh. I don't know what that was. Oh, what did we do? Restore parent. Okay, this one looks just like a refactor here. Remove from scene. Oh, I can't remember what I did here. Yeah, it's not good to jump from one topic to another when you try to build like a memory of how the things work. No, I need to build up the memory all from scratch. So this refresh function, is it called or not? This here, do we call this? Or? I don't know if we do. Maybe not. Okay, so basically basically. Yeah. Okay, we don't call it. Refresh. Oh. Oh. Dimension, ghost objects. Oh. Okay, I think we wanted to figure out what is going on with those ghost objects. Why some of them don't disappear or so, right? Because essentially, when we press back like this, these ghost objects, they should disappear. Yeah? They should disappear, but they don't. So I think that was a problem that we wanted to investigate, why they don't disappear. Could that be? Ah, schön schlucke. Yeah. Let me clean up here a little bit. So essentially what we did is we enabled the debug fog memory. Let me look at that again. Debug fog memory. So that does some asserting. If def snapshot. Record the current state of the render objects used by this parent object, so we can display cache state when player is looking at fogged object. Free all snapshots. Update offhand objects. When a game object drawable dies, it is removed from the rest of the engine. It leaves behind a ghost object in case any player didn't see the death and have a fogged view of the pre-death object. We need to manually determine if these offhand ghost objects ever become visible and are no longer needed. Update offhand objects. Okay. So I think one fundamental issue with the shrouding is that we only have one fog view, right? We only have one fog. So how can we, or not? can't remember. Does the shroud status exist for all players individually in the simulation? That I'm not sure. Partition data, get shrouded status, play index, shroudedness. Okay, who's updating this shroudedness? Oh shit. I think this one does. Get shroud status for players. Okay, so each player has its own shroudness, and let's hope that it works correctly. Okay. I still can't remember what we're looking at now. I will be right back. Okay, so okay, so the first question I have is why do the regular objects not come back? Did they disable something? Like, I don't know. Refresh shroud for local player. That still happens. Ah. Yeah, so what did I do to trigger the behavior in the first? I don't know. What did we change? Because this is not the original behavior, right? We say change local player. It sets the local player here. Yeah, why not? Particle system manager, blah blah. Refresh shrouds. Okay. Ah, we did something here. I think it's this one that we touched. Yeah, must be this. Okay, I think here we did it, yeah. Whenever we switch local players, we need to remove all ghost objects belonging to another player from the map. We then insert the current local player's ghost objects into the map. Well, what we do here is we remove all. Remove from scene. Local player. Yeah. What I find odd here is originally it starts looping here, and then for as long as this is not null, and then there starts the next loop, but it will be null. So this loop here that we have commented out now, this loop would never do anything, right? Huh. Am I missing something here? Ah, we added this. We added this entire thing. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay, so we tested what happens if we remove this from the local player. Yeah. Remove from scene. Yeah. Okay, we need to experiment a bit and understand what's going on here. Okay, so this is basically the original down here. Okay. Remove from scene. Okay, so if we, instead of just remove it from the local player, we remove it from all players, what happens then? Maybe we can just say I. Okay. We need a replay. Okay, so we click here and things look normal. Yeah. Then we go back and now we see black. Okay, everything looks broken. Okay, the question is, why are these objects here? I think that is a question, because we expect that we remove all things. All ghost objects for all players, we remove them from the scene. But clearly that doesn't happen. So what is that? Why is snap? Why is snap? Okay, how about we put a breakpoint here? Mod. Good, so. Let's click on here. Okay. So what do we have? We have a ghost object. Yeah. Good, and it's null. Okay, so it doesn't have snapshots. There are no snapshots at all. 0. Is that expected? I don't know. Let's put a breakpoint in here. Oh, it is actually hitting. Look at that. Ah, for some objects. Yeah, okay. Okay, so it is hitting. Yeah. Barracks. Fair enough. And so then what will happen? Our objects remove. Container. Scene. Nothing happened. Okay. Container. Null. Scene. Nothing happens. Well, that's not very that's not very promising. So is this ever getting hit here or not? Let's see. It is. It is, but on a different code path. Yeah. Oh boy. Container. Remove the dummy render objects from scene. Remove the dummy render objects from scene. The dummy render objects. Remove the dummy render objects. Yeah. But what if they can't be removed? Aha. Okay, so this actually is removed. Why is C null now? What is this? It probably was set null by this call. Okay. Why is snap? Oh my gosh. What about this one? Okay, so add to scene is not called, but remove from scene is. Okay, let's figure first out if it really is a snapshot or not. Yeah. Snapshot. Let's return here. Yeah. No snapshots. Test. No snapshots for everyone, please. Okay, so that means there should be no black buildings, nothing, right? Unless, of course, there are. Oh boy, how does this shit work? Oh. Not solo. Load, replay. Okay, so everything disappears, yes. And now we go back. Yeah. And now we click on the next guy. Everything disappears. Yeah, okay, so this is as expected. We have no ghost object and everything that is in the fog simply disappears. Yeah. So that is correcto. Yeah. Good. Also particle. Okay, so this is correct. Okay, and if we then create a snapshot, what does it do? And we create here a snapshot. Snap. If snap is null, I create a snap here. Otherwise, we'll update. Render object. It gets a render object from draw. Walk through all render objects used by this object. Okay. Okay, so this is some object here. Draw, this drawable. Is drawable effectively hidden? So I guess this means that no one can ever see this thing. It's a stealth building. Also. Okay. Adding and removing render objects to the scene is expensive, so only do it for the real player watching the screen. There's also no point in displaying the other player's ghost objects to the current player. Yes. Remove normal object from scene. Snap, add to scene. Yeah. Remove known object. Add to scene. Okay, that's fair enough. I will be right back. Okay. Okay, so the question now is, why do we still see ghost objects when we ask to remove them all? Why is that? Why? Yeah, I think that was the last thing that we were investigating. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good question. Why do we see ghost objects left over? I don't know. I would expect that if we walk through all ghost objects here, through all players, that they all get removed. No? Or are we missing something here? Or from Sen. Well, we have seen that that there was no render object that was actually in the scene. This never hit. Why do we do this cast here? What is this? Display. Simple scene class. What? What? Add random objects. Where do we cast this? We don't cast it anywhere else. Why do we cast this here? What is this bullshit? Huh? How do we jump to this? Add an object. I don't understand why we cast here. It's very strange. Add to scene. Remove from scene. I don't understand why we cast this here. What happens if we remove it? Probably nothing. I don't get it. Oh, that doesn't work. Incomplete type. What? Now it works. Yeah, I really don't understand why they cast here. Very strange. Okay, I don't think it changes anything, but let's just do it for now. Okay, so here we add to the scene, add render objects. And here we remove it. Okay, remove from scene. Where's this called? We call it here. Free snapshot. Maybe we need to call, I don't know, free snapshot removes the whole thing. That we don't want. No, we just want to not render it anymore. That's it. Just don't want to show it. That's it. But it should still exist. Remove from scene. It looks like this is per player. Per player. Free snapshot. Wow. Okay, I don't see why we still have these lingering around, these ghost objects. It's a mystery. It is a mystery. But there's probably an explanation for this. Well, there must be an explanation. The question is what? Yeah, why is it showing? So when we enter did I remove the return? I hope so. Probably. So when we enter the shroudedness, then we see all the ghost objects correctly, right? And then let me see. Solo. No, not solo. Let's have another look at this. Low replay. I have a rough idea what the problem might be. Let's look at this carefully. So we click on this guy. Yeah. Okay, and now we see ghost objects. Yeah, these here. They're ghost objects. Yeah. And now, if we, so we see the flags and we see here the light poles and the stuff, the crates here on top, everything is there. The building here. Okay, and now we click on back, and now a whole bunch of things disappear. The shadows are still there. Maybe it doesn't remove. Maybe it only removes part of the ghost objects. What happens if we don't call it at all? Well, how does that look then? Let me see. We don't make any attempt to remove anything. Unless there's another code pass that also removes something. I don't know. Okay, so now the ghost object should look absolutely identical to what it is in the fog when we go back to observer. Player unselected, right? I'm tired. Didn't have much sleep at night. Okay, so we click on here. Yeah, so if I go back now, yeah, it shows a hole. Aha. Okay. Okay. Aha. Aha. So it hides a part of this ghost object. It doesn't hide the whole thing. Aha. Okay. That I can work with. That I can work with. It only hides part of it. Uh-huh. That's the issue. Okay. 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 The question is where? Snap. So a snapshot. Snap. Does it? What is inside the snapshot here? Just one random object. I will be right back. Okay. Sorry for being absent all the time. Okay, so we have a little clue here. There's something going on. It only removes part of the objects and leaves some junk behind. Why? What is wrong? Render object snapshot. Here, walk through all render objects used by this object. So, restore parent object. Restore parent. Okay. Okay, remove parent object, restore parent object. Okay, so an object can have multiple draw interfaces, yeah. And all these individually need to be added or removed from the scene. Okay. And I assume the same is true for the snapshots? Or not? Snap. Snap next. Why snap? And these seem to be individual ones. Let me see, how are we adding things there? Snapshot. Snapshot, here we go. Okay, so that we have one snapshot. Okay, I think we need to study this function. Okay, so what if this one is null? Ah, we always add it to the front. Okay, I see. So it's a linked list. Yeah. Linked list. Single linked list, I guess. Yeah. Okay, single linked list, and just add one to the next. Yeah, okay. So if snap is null, we create a new one. Previous snap. If previous snap. Next snap. Huh? Is that correct? Previous snap. Oh, how is this? Oh, man, these custom linked lists, man. Ah. Okay, it is a single linked list, like as a struct, but here it needs to keep record of the previous pointer so that it can link them. Yeah. Okay, and then the previous snap is that. And snap is snap next, which means it will be null. Previous snap, next snap. This would be. Let's put a breakpoint in here. How about that? No, let's put a breakpoint here. Let me click somewhere. Ah, shit. We added something. Let's make a fresh start. My gosh. Okay. Player select crash. Good. Okay, so we already get a hit here. Yeah, let's take a look. So, render object. Snap. So we create a new snap. Fantastic. Okay. Previous snap is null. Snap. Now what? Reset that. What? Why is it doing that? It sets it to null. So it will always be null. Or will it ever go in here? Update? Ah, so it can also update it? It can create a new snapshot. So it can already have... Oof. My gosh, it's so complicated. Let's see. Oof. Oof. So basically, even if you already have the ghost object and it already has snapshots, then it can take a new snapshot and we will update these things. I see. Okay, in that case, I guess it's correct. Is it? Maybe I have the feeling that there's some error in here. Yeah, because it's really quite complicated the way this is implemented. Yeah, because this one does two things. Yeah, does two things. It can insert here, or it can update. The first thing I notice is that this pref snap, it's not set on this code path, which looks suspicious. Pref snap. Is that a problem? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it's not a problem. Oh boy. Next snap. Next. Is that correct? Hold on. Is that linking really correct? Maybe there's something wrong with the way this linking here works. I'm not sure. So right now, this snap has no next. Snap, snap. Yeah. Okay, actually, it looks okay. But okay. Very snap. Okay, now to me it looks like the way the linked list is built is correct. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, it looks correct to me. Yeah. Okay, so if we have something like remove from scene, and it goes through all these, then it should be okay. Oh boy. Remove. Okay, so we parent snapshot. So we have now here 1, 2, B. Next is that. Previous snap. Next is null. Snap is null. All right. Okay, this looks correct to me. So we now have 1, 2, 3 from supply dog to supply dog B and A1. Yeah. So there's 3 objects. Yeah. Okay, so and if we now get into remove from scene, let's put a breakpoint in here. And we click on here. Let's click on here. So we have here's a ZB supply dock. And the next is a B, and the next is A1, and then it's null. Yeah, this looks in order. And then we click on remove. The container is null, and the scene is null. Okay, let's click on here and here. So we must remove something, right? It must remove something. But it does not. I am so confused. Let's do it again. So if we click on back now, then, oh, what is this? Huh. Supply dock, B, A1, B, A1. Interesting that here we only have A1 in the B, A1. A1, B, A1. Huh. Huh. Okay. That looks weird. I suspect that number 2 is a civilian player. I think this one is, I don't know, neutral, civilian. It could be a legitimate player. Number 2 could be the first player. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so what is weird is that for the other 3 guys here, the supply dock, the name is different here. So I wonder what's up with that. That's weird. It has no scene. Is there anything in this scene? Player index is 2. Next. Rope from scene. Let's do a condition. Maybe this is already the error here that I don't understand. Something is wrong here. It looks highly suspicious. Yeah. Okay, they're all different ones. Oh, from scene. I have the impression that something is wrong with how the linked list is handled. Okay, let's say this is not null. This is the first one. Then we update this here. And then the previous one will be that. Snap next. Seems correct. If snap is not. don't understand the problem right now. There is a problem somehow, but I don't see it right now. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I would like to take a break here. Then, yeah, we continue next session with this investigation. Yeah, okay. Then I wish you a great day or night. Until next time, goodbye.